Um, the vision started off basically like I was in this like parched, barren land. It looked sort of like desert like. And if I could describe it, if you could use your imagination with me for a second, if I could describe it, it was more like barrenness. And the sky was overcast, not with clouds, but more like smoke. You know, you ever saw in movies or you ever had an experience where there was a fire burning and a lot of smoke was ascending up into the sky, so much so that it kind of shrouded the sun and it made it look gloomy, but that's how in this vision it looked. And I was walking, coming from around like a little mountain. It was like looked like a mountain. And as I came around the mountain, I saw these three like they were like spirits, and but they were dark entities, but basically they look humanoid, look like human, head, arm, legs, and just like how human being look. But the difference is with these beings or whatever they was, they was black. They had eyes and hands and look like the ability to think or whatever have you. But and from what I understand, they were spirits, and there was four of them, and each one of them had basically a weapon in their hand. Now I don't know if this might make sense to you, but I'll just describe what I saw. It was one of them had like a cannon, the other one had a knife, and they were playing mischievously. Like if you watch cartoons, like if one of the characters in the cartoon shoot another one, and it would automatically get back up like it can't die. So that's what made me know know that these actually were spirits. And one took a cannon and shot the other one, which had a knife in his hand, and the other one got back up like that didn't phase me. So after this happened, I watched these four spirits like playing mischievously with these weapons. The other one of them took a grenade and tied the pin and threw it to that same very mountain that I came from Iran, right? And he said, "Fire in the hole," and he blew open the entrance to on the side of this mountain. And as I looked and I watched from a little distance and I saw what happened, instinctively the entrance that was blown open by this grenade, this spirit or this entity or demon or whatever you want to call it, took and threw on the side of this mountain. I instinctively knew that this is where I should go. So I went into this entrance. Now, to describe what I saw when I got inside, I basically saw everything was like an underground cave. That's how I could describe it. And the first initial thought when I got inside and saw the underground cave, there were numerous compartments, like doors big enough for a human being to fit in, and it was like a maze. And I looked around like wow, look at all these compartments, right? But I never turned to the right nor to the left. It was a straight road, like a road. You could see where it was like a road, and underneath was there were light enough for me to see. Like if you go under in a volcano, it's like light to see due to whatever gloom from whatever fire. So I went straight, and I started to walk straight. And as I started to walk straight, looking at the place, trying to take in like my surroundings as to what I'm seeing, when I looked ahead, there were three people coming toward me. Now, these three people, they were like huddled up together, like shoulder to shoulder on each side. There was a gentleman in the middle of these two peoples, because one of them was like a younger kid, a younger male. Now, if I could try to guess an age, I'd say, but maybe 12 to 14, and it was a lady with them, and the lady, she looked like she was in her like, I'd say, mid 20s, late 20s, somewhere around there. And in the middle of him was an elderly guy, and I knew he was elderly because I took note of how these people like looked, like guessing age and being able to look at certain little features as they approach me, right? Because they was approaching me, coming forward, and I was going forward to them. And the guy, he basically, the gentleman, he had like black hair, but a lot of white hair mixed in. Like you'd see, he have a good little age on him. If I could guess his age, I'd say maybe 50 or maybe just a tad bit over 50. You know. So as I walk and they came walking towards me, they wasn't even concerned about me. They was looking around like they was lost, like where to go or how to get out of this place, right? And I watched all this, and when we got like close enough, they still wasn't concerned with me. They was more concerned with it. To me, it looked like they was really lost and they was trying to find their way out of this place. And they passed me, and as they passed me, I stopped. I kept walking, and I basically looked back at them, and they still wasn't concerned with me. They just was like looking around, like where to go or trying to find their way out of this place. And I kept walking, and this happened until we both got out of sight due to the distant gap that started to open up between us from them going in the opposite direction and I'm going in the opposite direction, right? So after they got out of view, um, when I finally like reached where I was going, because I didn't know what was going on, I was just walking, exploring. I came out to opening, a bigger opening in this cave, and what I saw was looked like a river, but I saw no fire per se, but just flowing lava. That's what I saw. And when I reached to the edge of it, like you would go on the beach and stand up on the edge of the sand and the water, like on shore before you go in the water, I stood up to the edge of this um river of flowing lava, and my mind started going. My mind started going. I said, "Wow!" I said, "You can tell where this thing starts nor where it ends." Because I remember trying to look to see if I could see a starting point of it. And I could remember looking the opposite way, seeing if I could see like where the river ended. And I said, wow, you can't tell where it starts nor where it ends. And then I tried to see if I could see on the other side of it, to see what's on the other side. So I looked and I said, too, I said, wow, you can't even tell how wide this thing is. While thinking this in my head, someone spoke. And the minute that person started to speak, they was rhyming every word. Like this person basically was, like so good at rhyming until it was they was rhyming effortlessly what they were saying. Now I can't remember a lot of what he was saying because it was a he, right? Because I know this person was a he because the minute it started talking, someone else was there with me apparently that told me who this guy was who was talking, and I believe it was the Holy Spirit. So the person was like, "Look, listen, that's Lucifer," and some of the things that he said, I remember like two things that he said, maybe two or three. Out of everything he was saying, he said, um, everything my hand find to do, I did it with all my might. And this guy sounded like a education, like very, very educated, and he spoke proper, but at the same time rhyming everything. But you could tell because of his intellectual ability. This what I was gathering in my mind as this person said what he said. Lucifer, as the Holy Spirit told me. Um, I said this person sounds proud, puffed up, egotistical, and and he said the Almighty don't know pain. Then the voice who told me who it was at first, which is the Holy Spirit, I'm guessing, it said, look, he called himself the Almighty, right? That's what this voice said. And then lastly, and then also he also said, no, lastly he said, I can't believe I'm bound in these chains. And afterward, the vision end. Now, I can remember this was in prison, by the way, because I had this vision in prison. I had just given my life to Christ in minimum security in